Here we go. Are y'all seeing it? Okay. Let's see. Am I muted? Okay. So can you see the picture now? This is the bulletin board, the status of the bulletin board that you guys have been working on, posting pictures and so forth, and kind of arrange. We'll send you some kind of a link to that as soon as we can.
Dr. Kramer, you muted yourself.
It won't. There we go. So the pictures in the composite were from the composite. So we got a few blanks there, but at least we got everybody to review of planning to graduate in there. So one of the things, I had a question from one of you guys earlier this week, and we finally got an answer yesterday. They will be printing a spring commencement program, and they will be mailing that to you. and they're also going to mail the diploma cover that you normally get at graduation. And all of you guys that earned honors cords, those will be mailed to you as well. Now, I've got no update on when that may occur, but I just wanted to make sure you knew, because some of you asked about whether there'd be a list. And by the way, we will post that video that we just showed. We created a channel, a K-State IMSE channel on YouTube. So that video will be posted there, along with the other videos that you will see today. So anyway, let me share with you now. Go back to speaker view, and I'm going to share with you a quick video from Todd, who couldn't be with us today.
Hey, I'm right here.
Oh, you're here?
I am here.
Well, you're getting your video anyway.
I'm so excited for you. I'm also so bummed that I can't. Graduating students, congratulations. I'm so excited for you. I'm also so bummed that I can't be there. I was actually supposed to be at graduation for the spring and shake everybody's hand, tell you congratulations, and wish you all the luck. I wish you all the luck in the world. I realize this is a really tough time for everybody. Nobody wants to graduate like this. Nobody wants to not be walking around the halls being all excited with everything. Anyway, stay in touch. Come back, visit us. It's always nice to see how the graduate's doing. I at least got to shake your hand at some point and tell you congratulations on graduating. Anyway, I wish you all the best. Thank you for all the fun times, all the people who played intramural sports with me. I really appreciate it. All those people who competed against me, I appreciate that too. And all the just miscellaneous conversations, and especially being willing to answer all the questions that I asked during class. I know I put you on the spot. It's a little bit stressful, but I really do appreciate your effort in attending my classes, and it makes my class so much better to hear your opinions. Anyway, I wish you all the best and health and safety and prosperity to you all.
Well, so Todd, I didn't know you were going to actually be here. Do you want to add anything to your video?
Ditto. Just exactly what I said. I think it summarizes it well. Anyway, miss y'all and appreciate y'all. It's been super, super fun.
Yeah, I listened to your video and you say, I'm so sorry I couldn't be with you. And so I assumed you weren't going to be here today. So.
Well, I'm not going to be there when they graduate, probably.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's time to play the Family Feud game. Now, hopefully, you got the attachment on either the email or the Zoom invite, and you should have a answer sheet that you can use, right? And I have no idea how to set up teams, so instead, we're just going to use the survey style questions, and then you'll score yourself. So you can keep track just on a piece of paper, but I'm going to share the questions and then tell you the answers. So let's see here if I can find the Family Feud. No, that's superlatives. We don't want to look at that yet. There we go. Okay, you seeing the questions? And just for the heck of it, if you want to hear a little bit of Family Feud music. Okay, come on down. First question. Now, what you're going to need to do is, how come I'm not seeing my screen anymore? Okay. Can you see which the first 7 questions on your screen?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll ask the question and then I'll give you the responses and you'll score yourself. So which faculty member is most, one more thing. This is from the survey of you guys, and I had about 25 responses to the survey. So whether this is true or not remains to be seen, but there was a survey of 25 K-State graduating students, and the top two answers for this question are on the board. So which faculty member is most likely to respond to a question at 2:30 in the morning? I'll give you just about 3 seconds to think of your answer. The number one answer, Dr. Wu. If you chose Dr. Wu, you get 19 points. If you chose Dr. Zhang, you get 2. Okay, next question. Everybody understand what you're doing here? I didn't put the answers on there. I'm sorry. I ran out of time, so I'll just tell you the answers as we go, and later I can post the answers. So number 2, which faculty member is most likely to be in the office latest? Okay, answer. The top 3 answers. Number 1, Dr. Wu with 7 points. So if you chose John, 7 points. If you chose Brad or Todd, you get 5 points. Got it? Which faculty member has the best stories? Top 3 answers. Easton, you get 15 points. If you chose Chang, you get 3. And if you chose Wu, you get 2. Okay. What faculty member is in the Guinness Book of World Records? There are top 4 answers are, if you chose Chang or Easton, you get 4 points. If you chose Lin or Zhang, you get 3 points. And the correct answer is Dong Lin with the world's lightest graphene aerogel material. But this is based on the survey, so you get the points that we awarded. Which faculty member is most likely to give you extra credit? Top 3 answers. If you answer Wu, you get 10 points. If you answer Benaria or Chang, you get 3 points. Which faculty member had to learn how a car works mechanically before they could get a driver's license? Only had 2 responses here. Number 1 answer, Dynas with 7. Number 2 answer, Easton with 5. And neither one is correct. It was actually Dr. Reese who had to learn how the car worked mechanically in order to earn her license back in Poland. Okay. Question number 7. What faculty member officiated in a Division I sport? Top 2 answers. Number 1 is Easton with 18, and that is correct. And number 2 is Dong Lin with 2. Now, which faculty member is the funniest? Top 3 answers. Number 1 is Wu with 9 points. Number 2 is Easton with 6, and number 3 is Dynas with 4. Okay, I hope you're keeping track of your score. Who is the most likely to have met their future spouse while butterfly hunting? Top 3 answers. Benaria, number 1 answer with 6 points. Chang, number 2 answer with 4 points. And Zhang, I should distinguish, Peter with 3 points. And the real answer is actually Dr. Wu. Dr. Wu met Florence up in the mountains hunting butterflies way back in the olden days. Now, which faculty member is married to another K-State IMSE graduate? Okay. Top 4 answers. If you answered Easton, it's 10 points. If you answered Kramer, it's 4 points. If you answered Hierstam or Peter Zhang, you get 3 points. But the correct answer is Peter Zhang. Vicky also graduated from our department. Okay, which faculty member was born in Manhattan, Kansas? Number one answer, Kramer with 8, and that's actually correct. And if you answered Dinas or Easton, you get 5 points, and if you answered Hierstam, you get 4. Now, which faculty member is most likely to delay a test due to a student request? Number one answer is Wu with 14. And number 2 is Easton with 6. And which faculty member is most informed on world events? This is an interesting one. There's 5 fairly strong responses here. And the number one answer was Chang with 7 points. Number 2 answer is either Easton, Hierstam, or Wu with 3 points, and Dr. Reese with 2 points. Okay, next question. Which faculty member would be most likely to help you change a tire? Number 1 answer, Dinas with 12. Number 2 answer, Easton with 6. Which faculty member is most likely to operate a radio station? Number 1 answer is Chang or Easton with 4 points. And number 2 answer is Dinas, Wu, or Peter Zhang with 3. And it's actually Shing that operates the radio station. Which faculty members' dissertations have won awards? I lost my place. Okay, here we go. Hierstam with 10 points is number 1 answer. Easton with 3 points is number 2 answer. In reality, I believe it's Hierstam, Wu, and Sinha, whose dissertation actually won IISE Pritzker prizes. Which faculty member is most likely to call you by your name? Number 1 answer, Hierstam with 6. Number 2 answer, either Easton or Kramer with 3. Which faculty member is always prepared? Number 1 answer, Hierstam with 12. Number 2 is Easton and Reese with 3. Which faculty member tells the worst jokes? Number 1 answer is Peter Zhang with 5. Number 2 answer is Chang with 4. And number 3 answer is Wu with 3, who is early recognized as funniest. That's funny. What faculty member piloted fighter jets and then trained other fighter pilots? Number 1 answer, Benaria with 16. And number 2 answer is Dinas with 2. Way to go, Timothy. It's actually, of course, Benaria. Question 21. Which faculty member is most likely to forget coming to class? Number 1 answer, Wu with 9. Number 2 answer, Benaria and Das with 3. Which faculty member comes into the office earliest in the morning? Number 1 answer was Kramer with 9. Number 2 answer is Reese and Wu with 3. And I think really it's usually a race between Benaria and Wu to be there the earliest in the morning, depending on the day. Which faculty member would you vote for to become president of the U.S.? We're assuming that everybody's eligible. And the number 1 answer was Hierstam with 9. Easton was the second with 6. And Kramer was third with 5. Now, which faculty member seems to know something about everything? Number 1 answer, Easton with 15. Number 2 is Benaria with 3, and Chang with 2 votes is the third answer. Which faculty member surprises you the most? Number 1 answer is Wu with 6. Number 2 answer is Peter Zhang with 5. And number 3 answer is Chang with 3. And lastly, which faculty member misses you the most? The number 1 answer was me, Kramer with 7. Number 2 is Wu with 6. And that's our family feud. So how many points did you get? Anybody get 100 points? I'm not hearing any responses. Are you still there?
Katie and I got 233.
Whoa! Oh, working together.
Yes. They
Can
were all
anybody
unanimous
beat-
anyway.
Can anybody beat 233?
I got 205.
Ooh. Oh, looks like you guys win the prize. Okay. I don't see. Let me go ahead and share Xing's video with you. Here we go. And I think
Hello, Dr. Chang here. From outside Redmond Hall, I want to wish the class of 2020 to have a wonderful career. I know that you cannot be on campus for this time, but I do want to turn back time, give you a little bit memory lane. May not be what Dr. Strange can do, but I try. Take care. Visit us sometime.
cool. Bryce, are you on with us now? Bryce Hushka? Okay, I'm not hearing him yet. So I did want to give an opportunity for you guys to share some of your favorite memories while you're here. So this is kind of a first come, first serve. Whoever wants to share, just unmute yourself and tell us one of your best memories of your time at K-State. Not everybody at once, though.
One of my favorite memories was when Chang assigned us to make like a simulation in engineering econ. And I had no idea what the hell a simulation was. So we just made a lot of line items in the spreadsheet and just randomized it all. That was a fun project. Spent a lot of time that night doing stuff we didn't quite understand.
Let's go improvising.
Somebody else share a favorite memory, or also I'll start doing the Todd technique and calling on you.
I have two to share. One of my favorites was the Alpha Pi Nu dinner this fall. And then another one was when Katie and I did open house together and won best IE display and best career and curriculum display.
That was fun.
took the good ones.
A lot of the moments that I remember the most in IMSE are, I think, from like first and second semester, really through all of junior year, especially in Dr. Reese's and Dr. Chang's class with just all of the labs that we were doing. I actually came prepared. We had many a late night, me and Max and Brett working in teams for those. So I'm going to share my screen really quick. This is like a 10-second video from just one of our 1 a.m. working on the one of Dr. Chang's final projects.
Cool.
So this was late at night, working on our final race car lab.
Those are nice race cars.
So we had a lot of dumb times just late at night working on all y'all's labs, and many a late nights just grinding out project reports and stuff like that. So those are even though they were not necessarily the most fun of the times, those are the moments I'll remember the most.
Oh, cool. How about somebody with some moments from the computer lab?
So one of my favorite memories is when I was taking MIS. I had a question on one of the projects, and Wu came waltzing by the lab and then went into his office and shut the door and locked it. So I was banging on the door trying to get his help on my MIS project. I always sat at the computer in the computer lab that had a direct view of Wu's office, so I know when he was coming in and out, so I could ask him questions.
You didn't know that there's actually an escape ladder out of his window.
Easton actually has one, I think, in case there's ever a fire in the building.
Somebody else, any from the computer lab or anything else was a favorite memory?
I guess mine's also related to Dr. Wu and MIS last spring. Some people might remember this. I don't remember what we were doing, but he like pulled up an Amazon order or something and had like a rifle in the order. And we're all like, Dr. Wu, what's that for? And he said it's to take out the students walking down the hall towards him. So it was just, it was pretty funny.
I'll give a view from the graduate student side. I think most of my best memories are the ones where we had those soccer games and of course the barbecue afterwards. From a personal view, the questions before saying that who would help you to change the tire, we talked, and Dr. Easton being the nominated person. No, it's just no. We had plenty of informal discussions on how to fix cars or the things that he calls cars. So yeah.
Now that was just a survey, see, so we didn't say that all these answers were actually accurate.
Oh yeah.
Piggybacking off of that, anytime Dr. Easton's wife baked anything after intramural games, that was a good time.
Pass that along for sure.
Hey, the faculty and staff, we enjoy that as well. Somebody else have a favorite memory you want to share? A time and it doesn't have to be from the department. It could be, time at K-State, a football game, or anything like that as well.
I would agree. I think games were some of my favorite parts of the department, whether it's intramurals or like the freshman dodgeball game. It was fun to really get destroyed by some incoming freshmen in dodgeball. So I thought those were funny.
Anybody else?
Sorry, us again. I remember, I think it was last fall when there was that like shooting on campus, but it wasn't really shooting, and all the alarms were going off. And I was in the IU lab, and we were all just like sitting there, like, what do we do? And no one moved. And then, like, a minute later, just like Woo popped in, was like, you guys safe? And then we were like, yeah. And that was about it, but it was really funny.
Should have had Katie asking her questions then. Hey, I see Bryce has joined us, so we can come back to see if we have more memories. But I asked Bryce to, as an alumnus of the department who's heavily engaged, to maybe share a few words with us as part of our graduation celebration. So, Bryce, the floor is yours. You can share your screen. You can do whatever you want.
So I don't have any special things to share. So I'll just talk and share.
Well, I'm recording, so be careful.
I actually know a number of you. 13 years ago, I graduated from K-State. A lot of the faculty was still the same, and since then, I guess I've lived all over the U.S. I went to work for ExxonMobil, and I actually left my job 2 years ago and spent 8 months traveling around the world with my wife, Lauren, on a learning and giving journey. And it's kind of crazy to think about that time because we were all over, most of the time in Asia, in small villages. I think it was 16 countries and over 90 villages that we went to. And it seems crazy in these times to think about that, and that it was just 2 years ago. What I wanted to share today was that what led me there, and really what's happened since the time I graduated, I feel like there's a few secrets that I've learned, or at least secrets for me, about work, and increasingly the secrets, I mean, they started as secrets for work, but they really became about life. And it's crazy, but it's for me, it's like, as soon as I knew them, it was like there was life before and there was life after. So maybe you'll find some value. And some of you have actually heard these, or they're going to sound familiar. The first secret for me was a little over 5 years ago. So it took me 8 years of my career to figure it out. And I was actually speaking at an industrial engineering assembly, and I asked students to raise their hands if they wanted to start their own business someday. And then what I did was I told them the truth, which is every single one of them had already started a business, because your career is a business. You own it, and it's like running a series of startups. And on that day, with the help of Dr. Kramer, we started a program to really disrupt higher education based on this idea of reimagining the student experience as a startup experience where you IPO at graduation, which is really where you guys are. But what I want you to know is the secret is that is not reserved to students. That is your entire career. I know I'm running a startup right now in my career. So that's the first secret. The second was the day I came back and I gave a talk. It was the Distinguished Young Alumni talk at K-State. And in that one, I said, I kept following the startup thing and said, if your career's this continual startup, then what really matters is your difference factor. So it's what you do that no one else is doing. And it's what people know you for. And at that time, I had realized I had followed the system, whether it was education or the system at ExxonMobil, and I didn't really feel different. And that's what led me to say, I'm going to leave my job. Like, I'm going to drop everything, simply take a backpack with my wife and see where it takes us. And it took us to some crazy places that you could not imagine. And actually, many K-Staters became connections to those places. And it took us, at the end, to a new chapter of our life, which was we came back with a little baby. So that ended my journey, and I came back to ExxonMobil. But that second secret was really about this idea of a difference factor. The third secret happened at the end of last year, and I gave this TED Talk at my company. And what I said there is if you understand difference factor, then you realize that jobs and companies don't define you. And on really the biggest stage, and really I was on camera, so this is across 80,000 employees at ExxonMobil. I said, I don't work for ExxonMobil, I work with them. And I don't plan to work here forever. But while I do, I'm going to get the most out of it. And it seems really simple, this like reframe of moving from for to with. But when you start to think about how much human potential is lost between these words for and with, you realize that half of the workforce spends their days wishing they worked somewhere else. So I'm going to say that again because it's significant. If you just go with the flow, because you guys are entering the workforce, 50% of you will spend your days wishing you worked somewhere else. And that's why that reframe from for to with makes all the difference. And so when Brad asked me to talk, I started to think, because I've been on the verge of what I think is like the fourth and biggest secret for me. And it's hard to explain, but you can just feel it when you're there. Because I know these other examples where like they're just like, they changed my life, and I just see the world in a different way. It changes what I do. And this one feels like the most important one. And it's something around the gap between where you are today and a better future is simply giving. And Adam Grant is a guy, he knows his stuff way better than I do, says that you can essentially divide people into givers, takers, and matchers. And these people that are givers are the most successful. But that's actually not the secret. The secret that I'm following is this idea of asking for help. Because when you ask for help, you're actually giving, because you give someone else an opportunity for purpose. And I share this because I think you should say, like, why does that really matter to me? As a graduating senior. And it's that in all of this work we've done in education over the last 5 years, if I could change one thing, it would be to increase the amount of times that people ask for and act on help. Because I feel like our culture has been conditioned that this is a weakness. Some people are scared to ask, right, when they really need it. And other people don't think they need it. And I promise you, they do. And I was one of those people that didn't think I needed it. But then I was in the middle of villages in China and Vietnam, and I didn't know where we were going to sleep. We were in storms where we literally feared our lives. And the only way that we would have survived was asking for help. It became necessity there, but when we came back, it's really became a habit. And if I could tell you, I think it's maybe the biggest thing that changed, and I'm just putting my finger on it. And I got the biggest, I left for almost a year, and I got the biggest promotion of my career. And today, this idea, it feels like it matters more than ever, because there's never been a more important time to ask for help, and there's never been a more impactful time to give. So I guess I'll close with what I believe is the truth, that you guys are a special class, and you're forever linked to not just the students here, but the students around the world that graduated during coronavirus. And all of your story starts that way, right? I was in the class that graduated, and you don't come back the same. You're either better or you're worse. And that's not defined by those that are the lucky ones that have kept their jobs, right? Like, some people have lost their jobs. But I already said half of you aren't even going to be happy in your jobs. So the point is, the story starts here. And where you become different is what you do next, and that's a choice. And so what I'm asking you to do because Brad really woke me up when he actually asked me for help to come here. He made me realize that the world was struggling and I was just working more. I had my head down. And so now, after this talk, I'm giving to a few places during our travels that meant a lot to us and need it way more than me. And I'm going to do my part in giving, but I'm also going to ask you guys to help. And I hope that over the next week, you guys look around. Maybe it's the people that are on this call. Maybe it's just for yourself. I hope that you'll either ask for help or you'll go give to someone else that may need it more. And that's my advice for you and kind of the secret I'm following. So thank you guys.
Wow. Thank you, Bryce. You never disappoint. I sure appreciate your taking time and sharing your words of wisdom with us, and how much you not only give back to K-State, but to the world. And I think that's part of what we as IEs do, is make the world a better place. Okay, so I've got a couple more things I'd like to do. First, I'd like to share Jessica's video, if I can find it. There it is.
IMSE graduates, I've really struggled to find the right words to say to you today, because nothing that I can say can bring back the past couple of months that you've lost, the last few months of your college careers at K-State. At the same time, nothing can take away the extraordinary accomplishments that we celebrate today, and so celebrate them. Please know that I'm extraordinarily privileged to have worked with you in classes, in advising, had conversations with you in the hallways. I'm very proud of all that you have done, and I very much look forward to hearing about the wonderful work that you will continue to do. Know that I celebrate right along with you, so take this moment to recognize all that you have accomplished, and then go do extraordinary things. Look forward to hearing all about the great work that you're doing now and in the future. Take care. Congratulations.
I just love our faculty and staff and our students. And there's just a special group of people. So we don't have much time left. So I want to go ahead and get right to our senior superlatives. And I was amazed with the response that we had on this. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. So this is from you guys, and there's a few extras in here, but I'll just kind of share these one at a time, and if anybody has anything you'd like to say, I'll just pause between pages. So here's which person is most likely to end up becoming the next Dr. Wu, and you can see we had 3 different people that had multiple votes. And which person can you always rely on? You know, the number 1 answer was Abby and Michaela, but then there were votes for what, 2, 4, 6, 8 more students. And that just speaks a lot about who you guys are. Next page. It won't page down, so I'll roll down. Which person always makes you laugh? And I think Matt was one of the ones said at the last minute he wasn't going to be able to be here, but Matt was number 1 answer.
I'm here, Dr.
Oh, you made it. Okay, great. You're the funny guy. But it's
I don't know about that one, but okay.
And I love it. Most likely to host a talk show. Jacob, what's the name of this show going to be?
Yeah, don't ask me. I have no idea.
But you have several classmates that you can call on that could also help you there, it looks like. Most likely to become a politician. That was kind of a no-brainer for me, since he's also a political science major. But we had quite a few of you that were recognized in that group as well. And who is most likely to always be in class? Colton Owens, the number one answer. Okay, stop me if there's anything you want to comment on these. Who is most likely to forget about a meeting? Kat. I don't even know if she's on here. I can't see all the participants.
Yes, I'm cracking up.
Do you believe that's true?
I could definitely see it.
So the first billionaire in this class will be Alex. Katie is following close behind, and then there's a whole bunch of others that are going to be wealthy. Don't forget your alma mater when you come into your funding. Craziest is Callie. And looks like if you could only invite one person to a party from this group, who would it be? Callie was the crazy one, was also the number one answer there. But like I said, many others were voted in. Who is the best team project member? Alex, number one answer, with Emily Devane, number two. Name two IEs that you expect to be in contact with the rest of your life. Matt, Colton, and Michaela, and a whole bunch of other people. The class clown fits with the earlier one. It's Matt Berniking. And best dressed is Abby Yee. And the best dancer, Jacob Balzer. Interesting, the number one answer was the only male in the group of answers there. Sometime you'll have to demonstrate. Best all-around IE, Emily, Michaela, and Nicole, with several other people included. And then most dependable, a whole bunch of you with several votes each, I guess. The most creative was Abby, and then followed by Camille. Most laid back was Cameron and Eric. Funniest, Cameron and Matt, sorry. And most likely to be looking for their phone is you again, Kat.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm not that forgetful now.
I can say though that I did help Michaela one time try to find hers.
I left it in the engineering building overnight and found it the next day.
Yeah, and we searched in multiple buildings in multiple rooms. Best nickname. We got Chase, Danger, and Burger King. And the best smile, a whole bunch of you shared with that honor. By the way, everything that we're going to have here, I'll try and post or get to you somehow, so you have this beyond the recording. Most competitive is Michaela. The best laugh is Zach Petty. And the best eyes, there's several of you in that category. Best Wildcat fan is Jacob Korb. Best problem solver, there were several of you listed there. And most likely to solve a global problem, several of you listed there too. Most empathetic is Abby. Best person to work with on a project, Alex and Emma. But the most likely to know the answer is Katie. Most involved in the world around them, we got several ties. Best problem solver, Mikhail and Zach. And best critical thinker, there's four of you there. Best communicator, a bunch of you. Most encouraging and optimistic, you guys just know each other pretty well, I think. Most inclusive and attentive to others. Best at listening. Best leader, and consistently demonstrates grit and perseverance. Will is most likely to start his own company. And the most likely to become an IE faculty member is Maddie. And the most tech savvy was Will again. Maybe that's what his company will be. And most energetic, Michaela. I still picture her riding that little tricycle around at open house. Wittiest, we got Alex, Ashley, and Zach. And the kindest, with 5 votes, was Maggie. But several others listed in there too. Sam, you get to be most likely to become a pro gamer. And most
I don't know why that is. Not that good at anything.
But do you play it all the time?
I mean, just like some Madden 2K, but I'm not that good. Thanks, though. I'll take it.
Most likely to be an IMSE faculty member, and Trey, you win it for Tim.
Hey, not a bad gig.
I don't know what Tim thinks though. We'll stay. Oh, go ahead, Tim. We'll stay most connected with most of their classmates through the years. Colton was the #1 answer. Now, these are the write-in awards, and I figured there's stories behind these, but I guess we probably won't have time to share those stories. But Jacob was listed as the most likely to talk during class.
I disagree, given that all of my professors are on this call. I totally disagree.
I don't know if they're meaning, productive talking or just talking to your neighbors. Most likely to become famous from some hidden talent, Charles. Hannah Clay is most likely to be the only one who buys the textbook. Most likely to write the sequel to The Goal is Alex. Most likely to text you questions for a project an hour before it's due is Jacob Korb. Most likely to be on Shark Tank is Matt Orzakowski. And most likely to be a descendant of Frederick Taylor is Eric Dieters. Most likely to break the machine during lab is Brian Armbrust. Most likely to skip class to hammock is Michaela. Most likely to not study for a test and still get a better grade than you is Anna.
Accurate.
That true, Anna?
Yes.
Probably.
Most likely to always take the good computer in the lab is Jacob. I already know Katie's taking the computer to look at John's door.
Not this year. I had my computer in the master's office.
Ooh. Most likely to be successful when asking the professor to give the whole class extra credit was Michaela. Most likely to be in the front row at a sports game is Denny. And most likely to pregame anything is Anna. I don't know what that one means. Best homework buddy is John Augustine. Best mustache is Eric. And we had a couple of votes, and these are write-ins we had a couple of votes for. So most likely to skip class on a sunny day to play outside was Nicole. And most likely to be in class 15 minutes early was Colton. So that's your senior superlatives. I don't know how much truth is in there, but I thought it was well represented. Go ahead.
So I know that most people who are on this call really don't know me, but I do have a claim for the most funniest. I was able to make Dr. Easton laugh for 2 minutes without him being able to carry on with the class. So
one of those Estonian jokes.
Oh, it actually was a one-line joke. So, but yeah, for 1 minute he couldn't, or 2 minutes he couldn't speak to continue the class. So yeah,
that is a good claim to fame scene.
Yeah, that's my only.
No, that's not true. In our soccer games, you had a butt assist. We cannot forget that.
Yeah.
Shot on the goal, hit you in the butt, rolled off, and then somebody else put it in. It was awesome. Not quite as good as the butt fumble, but still reasonable.
Does anybody else have a memory you'd like to share? I'm going to probably share one more video and then call it quits for our meeting. But does anybody want to share a video? Oh, I love the hat, Anna.
Thank you.
I can't remember whose textbook it was, but that superlative about being the only one in the class who bought the textbook, that brought me back to that brought me back to Ergo, when we needed the textbook for the tables in there, and there was only like one or two textbooks, and I can't remember if it was Nicole's or if it was Elizabeth's or Liz's, and like everyone was trying to flock to their textbook to use theirs. So it's like that brought me back to Ergo days.
Oh, Peter's got his hat on too. Okay. The videos that I shared. Oh, and so does Jess. The videos that I shared are all posted. I created a channel, the K-State IMSE channel on YouTube. So those are all posted there. There's also a posting, I'm not going to share it, of a reading of Oh, the Places You Go by a special Wildcat in a Hat. But it'll be on the YouTube channel as well. I'm going to share one last video with you to close it out. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I sure wish we were together. And we hope to see you again sometime soon. And I think Bryce's challenge was outstanding. You don't know what you're going to face in life, but I think you'll overcome it. So I'll share this video, and if you need to leave, feel free to go. This last one's only a couple minutes long. So here we go. Hi, guys. I am so sorry that we can't be together with you and your friends and family to celebrate your graduation this year. We've all been dealing with an unprecedented situation that has impacted us personally and has impacted our world in a profound way. But you have overcome, and we are very proud of you. Unfortunately, I can almost guarantee that this will not be the only unprecedented situation you'll face throughout your career. You will face challenges that we did not talk about in any of your classes. Some of those challenges we've not even dreamed of. And to meet those challenges, you will use tools and technologies that haven't even been invented. But you are well prepared to face those situations. Industrial engineers look at the world as systems, and we look for ways to make those systems better. Through the course of your academic career here, we have thrown homework, quizzes, exams, and projects at you that have tested your ability to work together and work with others to solve complex problems while juggling multiple responsibilities. You have learned to learn, and you've developed the basic skills, experience, and knowledge needed to be successful. I am confident that you will make our world a better place. But you must not be content with what you know and can do right now. To be successful, you must commit to continue to learn and develop as an engineer and as a person. I am confident that you will meet each and every challenge head on, and that you will develop the experience and confidence in yourselves that will inspire and lead others. Please stay in touch. Reach out to us if there's ever anything we can do to help you. Stay involved with the department through our academy, through our advisory council, our skill accelerator, our mentor program. Invest your time and talent in this department so that you are proud of your alma mater and all the others who will follow in your footsteps as a K-State IMSE graduate. You are forever a K-State IMSE Wildcat. Go Cats! Well, guys, that's all I had planned for you. You're certainly welcome if any of you would like to share anything more. We're certainly welcome to stay on and do that. But I appreciate your taking time and joining us. And like I say, we'll try and get you the superlatives and the results on the Family Feud and so forth. Well, maybe not the results, but the actual answers that from the survey and the access to the videos and everything. That we wish you all the best. Hope this is what you wanted.
Just FYI, Katie and I are not leaving.
We're staying till we're kicked out.
Well, I'll stay as long as you'd like.
No.
What's that?
I have to go. We're painting my dad's new house after this, so.
Yeah. We'll keep in touch with the department and everything. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry, we're not in person.
You got to hang around and make sure that the K Solutions goes after you leave. So you may be involved by electronic, but
we'll see.
Do you guys remember that one assembly where the speaker like called out Abby?
Oh yeah, yeah, I do.
That was funny.
That was funny. We have to come back and do that to people who are still in the department. It's only right because it happened to Abby.
Talking about.
It was like someone that had graduated like a couple years ago, and then he like asked a question and no one answered, and then he was like, "Abby Yee, I know you," even like knew him, but it was really funny.
Well.
All right, I might log off here.
Yeah. I'll probably go get lunch.
Thank you again. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, it's good to see all you guys. Thanks, Dr. Kramer.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye. Yeah, be safe, everyone.
You too.
Ditto.
Bye, guys. I'm ending now. Sorry, Anna.
Okay.
You're gonna hang on, but I'm ending it.
You can be only one.
It's between you and Sam to see who can be last.
I can do this all day.
I don't have anything in the background.
Okay.
I don't know how I won that. I don't know why I got voted in for that.
I was pretty shocked by getting second for most likely to be a billionaire. I'll take it though.
Well, just think back to your friends when you're there.
Maybe you get the engineering extension named after you or something if you have enough.
Yeah, the department. See, the college is already named, but you can name the department.
I win. First one in, last one out.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Dr. Kramer.
Yeah, we see you, Sam.